well, we're gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna just start talking to y'all to fill you in on some things. Um, so I guess I'll just ask you, do you use the re leaders resources for every one of your studies?
I do.
You don't use them, Nancy?
No.
I won't say that I follow it exactly, but especially for the wellness topics, making sure that I'm getting everything covered, and not just, totally ignoring my place for discovery because I don't like it, or, something like that. And what I did when I did the few weeks in between the last class finishing and this one starting was I did find various topics or podcasts regarding certain things, and we used those, which is
Great.
beneficial. But I also want to use the first place resources, and I feel like using the leaders' materials make sure that we're not covering the same topics every time, but they've been spread out as new Bible studies take place. So that's my reason for using it. And it's helpful. Otherwise, it would require me a lot more time each week to do all
Okay.
the preparation.
So when you order the resources, because I have not ordered them. So are the first few weeks like Vicky's talk and then they talk about the food plan and all of that?
Mhm.
Not every time, and those I don't necessarily use because
Okay.
I know that my class has done those, but those are videos specifically, so I can choose to watch the videos or not. Now,
Right.
I think it was the last study I discovered that it really made a whole lot more sense to do the video the week before the Bible study, whereas in the leaders' resources, it was suggesting
Okay.
after. But I did use the outline for the class, maybe is what I should say. And then I could choose, if I know that we had discussed something similar recently, I could choose something differently. But I do find them helpful and useful.
Okay.
I
What
use
about you?
them. I use them. I create a PowerPoint. I'm a former teacher, and just so I can keep all my talking points and different questions that I have, so I kind of follow the points. And like you just said, Shelley, the resources have been really good. And in all the times that I've been doing this, even as a member and just as a leader, I have come across questions that I never thought to ask when reading the My Place for Fitness. We've read through it, but some other question came up that was different, worded slightly different, that made it, oh, well, this makes it more interesting, even though we've done it a few times, but it was exposure. And so we set up a PowerPoint and then we ask questions and discuss and talk to each other. And they like the PowerPoint because they can go back and look through what we did. And now some of the questions that we get in the teacher's guide, I don't always use exactly those wordings. I may go back right into the study of that week, that day, that particular thing that we were talking about, and pull a question then from there that I felt lent itself more to what our group was talking about.
Right.
So that's what I pulled and put them on, just as a reminder. We would talk and we may not even get to all the questions or
Right.
whatever. Like I may
That's
put
okay.
one or two in there, but it was more for keeping me on track, making sure that I'm covering our wellness points and that we are doing through the Bible study as well as talking about the uh, the plan that we go through the plan. We spend a lot of time at the beginning talking about the plan, and then we get into the study. And
Okay.
most people want to talk about the study as well.
Right.
We tend to go because I'm virtual. I'm a virtual, and so we tend to my group. We tend to go longer than the hour and 15 minutes. We get talking, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, you guys, because I live in Canada and I'm in Alberta right now, and so it's only 5 10 for me, and the
Okay,
one that's latest for me, it would be 7 o'clock right now. So I'm trying to be very respectful of them,
right,
but they're the ones asking lots of questions. So,
right.
but I do
So,
use the resource.
okay, so do you send the member sheet out every week? Email it out to them?
I don't email out the membership. What I do is I take the PowerPoint that we've done. We have prayer requests, so I put in the actual PowerPoint our prayer partners and what prayer requests everybody had. Each person's assigned a prayer partner, so for the week.
Hmm.
And but we put everybody's prayer requests so everybody can pray
Okay,
specifically for those things. I take a screenshot of that in my email that I send out to everybody. I take a
okay.
screenshot of that and a screenshot of what, being a teacher, most of us are teachers, say their homework. Um, I take a screenshot of that and then I attach the PowerPoint and I tell them if there's any links in there, they need to go to the PowerPoint to click the links because the
Okay,
links like for shows, because we don't always watch all the videos either in our
right.
discussion, but
That's
they have access to them
right,
if they want to watch them. We do watch some, but some of them we just
right.
don't. And so they get a copy of the PowerPoint, they get a copy of the prayer partner group, and then they get a copy of the
Okay.
homework. And this
Yeah,
is kind of the prayer partner. I kind of go for the whole, I
right.
sit down and figure it out for the whole
I'm gonna get back to
research.
that about
Pardon?
that for you. I'm gonna get back to that prayer partner thing for you in just a second.
Okay.
Sean, welcome. What we're talking about are the leaders' resources
Yeah,
and if you use them,
yeah.
if
I
you
have.
like them.
So it was an adjustment. I was like, oh, I have to learn something new because I had my system down.
Mhm.
But I like it. I usually print out my leaders resource for the week. And I don't send the member sheet out ahead of time because that's the stuff we're going to be talking about in the meeting and the videos I'm going to show. Now, there was one week we didn't get to the videos
Yeah.
and a couple people were missing. And so I sent the member sheet out and encouraged them to,
Mhm.
scroll to the end where they could click on the links for the videos. So um, I have been definitely using the leaders sheet, and that kind of
Right.
just is my new guide for my meeting.
Right. And then you can be flexible and bring something else in if you want to. And
Yeah. I definitely, I don't, I mean, I try to do the icebreaker if we, depending on how much time we have, we catch up and see how each person's
sure,
week was, if there's anything we need to talk about first. And then, and depending on how many people show up to, it's a small group. So if it's
you're
just
virtual, right?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So that might make a difference.
And Kelly, I mean, Shelley, you're in person?
No, I'm virtual as well.
Okay. Are you all virtual? Nancy, you're in person? Okay.
I
No. Oh, go
sorry.
ahead, Nancy. I'm sorry.
No, I was Colleen that was
Oh,
interrupting.
Colleen.
I was going to say I like the newer version of the leader's resource than the older version. And I think that comes off of because I'm a teacher and it was more of like a lesson plan
Okay.
than it was. The student copies that would be sent home, the resources that you're talking about afterwards, I include that information into the PowerPoint. So
Okay.
they get it. They just don't get the sheet or a copy of that sheet.
Okay. So, Shelley, go ahead.
Um, One thing that too I wish I had at this point that I find beneficial is when it's the outline of the whole session.
Hmm.
Because then when the different wellness topics are there, then that all of my students receive at the beginning, and then they can select things that they're willing to present.
Okay, I like it.
If I have to come up with my own ideas, it's a week by week thing. Now, we have discussed, before if there's specific things they want to discuss. So that's
Right.
a way of doing that. And it's the outline of the class that I use. As
Mhm.
far as the Bible study, I sometimes use the questions in the back, but not always, because that's where I I feel more comfortable coming up with my own questions and discussion as
Right.
opposed to the wellness topics. And so that's why, to me, the leader resources are very beneficial.
I do
Okay.
use the questions in the back of our book, and I tell them that they're there. But
Sure. I figure
I
they all
don't
know.
I don't always use them exactly the way they are
No, I don't.
because I feel that I need to ask one of the questions that came up in the actual study versus
Right.
Right.
that back there.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do that too. I mean, they really want to talk about the questions that are more personal. The response to what did, in verse such and such, what was that? Answering that is great when you're doing it at home and to get you to understand the day. But as far as in class goes, if everyone's already answered that, it's most likely the same or similar answer.
Correct.
But so asking those personal questions, that's where people will share and talk. And now my group, each person, I shouldn't say person, 5 people will select a day of the study and they lead it. So I don't lead my study. I just actually have a girl that, if you want to say leads it, she always does day one and gets it going, and then she'll say, so and so you signed up for day two, and they just talk about a couple things they underline, and then they throw out a personal question, and it's great because it shows them they can lead. That's what we need. We need leaders so, so bad. And anytime you can get someone in your group to take a kind of leadership role, it will give them confidence and encourage them to lead and possibly start a group. That's what we really, really need for the program. Is we need to get more groups going. It's crucial that we do that. What else? I was going to ask something about the leadership resources. Oh, I know. So I was told to ask you, would you prefer them if it could all fit on one page? Like if you had, suppose you had, say your agenda that it kind of shows you on your page that you get and then you print out. How would it be if it was generic and not necessarily tied to that particular Bible study? Meaning, this is how we start our meeting, then we do the wellness topic, um, scripture memory, and you wouldn't have to put the scripture memory verse on every one of those pages because we have them in the Bible study. So, um, trying to simplify it and make it a little more generic. So, um, it would be good for any Bible study, even the Bible studies that we don't have resources for yet.
So, I mean, what are you doing? Just giving an outline of the class?
Yeah,
And
kind of.
so now you don't have a wellness topic listed.
But
And
what we're talking about possibly, um, and this is in the beginning talks, but so coming up with a tab under the leaders on the website that was wellness topics that you could pick from. There'd be a list of them, and you could pick from them for your meeting. And if you were a new leader or had a new group, then we would try to, this is only in talking, not that we're going to do it, just a little discussion about it. Where a new leader, we would have like, getting started, and then those would have the leader topics that you need when you have new people starting a new group, when you're starting at, square one, say. But then where like Sean, if she had a wellness topic that she used for her class and it went over really well, and she can put that on there for other leaders to use. Just kind of creating a library of different wellness topics.
I guess
Just
I guess I'd have to ask why. Well, like why? Because I feel like if the ministry just switched to this new style, and I thought that was to encourage more like make it as simple as possible
it
to
is.
encourage leaders. Like, here's your sheet, you just follow it through. And what I hear you talking about now is more of like you've got your outline, and then maybe you go to a grid and you see, okay, week 1, 2, 3 for this study might be this, pick your own wellness topic. It just sounds like we're kind of going back
We're
to,
not changing, we're not like changing anything. We just want to know what's working.
okay,
Yeah,
Well,
and so to be honest, there are a lot of leaders that don't use them. And
don't
so
use the
by
new,
knowing that,
don't use the new
right,
materials.
right,
Yeah,
they
okay.
just they don't get them. They don't purchase them, they don't use them. And that's fine too. So that's why
so
we wanted to ask those that do use it, is it worth it to you to have it?
So why are leaders purchasing? I know
They're not.
virtual leaders don't have to pay for it.
Well, no one, they're not using it.
Okay. Well, when you said purchase,
Well,
oh
well,
gosh, if I had
it
to,
is a purchase. Um,
well, for virtual leaders, you can use your code and it doesn't cost you
okay,
any.
but in-person leaders can't.
Oh,
They're purchasing it.
okay. Well, maybe that's part of the problem.
it's what I was just
Well,
thinking.
it's
I mean,
$10.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know how that part of it all works because I know some churches they back up the first place program and then they purchase materials. So it's not like it's on the leader, but I had that question also.
I was
Um,
going to say that as a teacher, and um, when you even not even just as a teacher, if you're working, if you're out there working in your day and you're choosing to be a leader, you're volunteering your time, but you still have a regular job,
mhm,
it takes time to now go through and look through those wellness things. And like I just said earlier, I have found that the topics haven't overlapped, and we've probably done 15 studies, and I haven't found it
okay.
much overlapping, other than the very beginning where you have to talk
Sure.
about the
Oh, yeah.
program, and you only do that when you review it because people need to,
Right.
oh yeah, I forgot that.
Okay.
Or you get a new group of people in, and then you need to introduce the program. That is the same, but
So
I have found all the other ones to be,
I'm glad that you're using it and I'm glad that it's working. And I think still having, and maybe at some point we can create something just for those times when maybe it's been redundant for you and just to have
Mhm.
another source. You know, I
I
think
think
that
it's
this
a
is
great idea to
with,
have
with
it where you can uh, just pick a topic from a category. I like it.
I was also going to say that that's also a good thing because like you just said, Sherry, that if you don't have a topic or you've repeated a topic, then
right,
you can go there. But you have a bank of resources to go to.
right.
And I didn't realize virtual or non-virtual people didn't get that as well as a resource. Um, so Nancy, yes, I could see where having a bank of questions would be great.
This is so helpful because I haven't talked to anybody that, I mean, I only talk to leaders when I see them at events, really, or at a meeting. So, and I don't use them. I've been leading the same group, well, leading since 2003. So it's very redundant, but the same group, they've been through all that stuff so many times.
Yeah.
so what do
So,
you do for your wellness topics then?
well, right now, I have a gal that wants to do all the wellness topics. And so right now we're doing intuitive eating. She did a whole session on habits, little habits, and how you stack them. And it was not always about physical wellness, you know, other things. And she's a teacher, and she just does a really nice job in presenting us with different different information.
Sherry, is your group in person?
No, well, I have one a Zoom and I lead a in-person group, which is just still
Okay.
pretty new. So we're still going
Okay.
through the basics.
I was going to say it might be hard for my group members to participate in that way just because the whole screen sharing thing and like on Zoom. I mean, I've got maybe they could figure it out. Maybe they can, and I just haven't asked. So,
Well, this girl, she knows how to do all that.
okay. Okay.
So I just sit back as one of the people in the group when Heidi starts talking. And trust me, we are all writing down whatever she says because she always has great information. Yeah, you're right. That screen sharing thing, I just got it figured out because I'm doing 3 weeks to a healthier you, and I thought, oh man, I got to figure this out. So, but no, this was helpful, and I'm glad to know that you're using it. I'm gonna write.
I know we're a very small sample of leaders this evening, but I think it would be interesting if you could somehow determine to what extent leaders do use it across the board.
We're going to do that, but I was just gonna pick your brains a little bit, since I had you here. So Nancy, just why don't you use it? And it's okay that you don't, just so you know that. I'm just curious.
Maybe I didn't even know it was available. I don't know. I've just taught this same, like you said, the same group of women for so long. And I've gone through the members guide in the past and and the resources that I have, and we've gone through it enough that I think that they should know it from
Mhm.
what I've got. And so I
Right.
just haven't ever thought about ordering the leaders resource if I even knew it was there. So
So
right
how do
now,
you I'm curious how you determine your wellness topics then, and I apologize for interrupting. I
oh, you're fine.
didn't mean to.
Honestly, this session, I sent out a group text. We have a group text. And I said, is anybody even interested in like learning the exchanges or the nutrition part of it? And I got no response. So we are doing 10 minutes of chair yoga.
Oh, very
That's
good.
our wellness this time.
So is your group following the food plan?
Some of them,
Okay,
not all of them.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm glad that those of you that are using it are enjoying it and finding the benefits from it.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of work, but we do want to make it easy for the leaders as possible. So is there anything on it you think we could change that would be beneficial for you?
Well, we're currently doing Be Free. So it's the older version of the
Mhm.
leader's guide. So I don't have the other one fresh in my
Okay,
brain, so
okay.
I can't respond to that right at this moment. I don't know what other people are doing. It's an excellent, excellent study, you guys.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm doing it right now for the third time with my new group.
And I can understand not necessarily needing to revamp all the old ones, why that couldn't stay in the other format, because I can imagine it would take a lot of manpower or man hours to
Mhm.
convert all of those. So if they're there at all, I would think, that they could be useful if a person wanted to use them as opposed, it would to me be more beneficial to do it for new studies as they came along and then yeah, use the new format.
Mhm. Well, hello, little one.
These are my grandsons that I am with all week long.
Oh boy, how fun though.
Mom and dad are in Italy, so it's
Oh my.
all
Hello.
right. Go Patty.
Um, okay, so that was very helpful information, and we're not like out to change it, or unless you guys were all said, hey, it would be really helpful if we had such and such, or that. Um, so something else. So virtual leaders, what we're gonna do is because we have found that the groups are staying on the website so long that like I've had new people or I try to help new people find a virtual group and there's many groups on there that started the end of February, and so they're still there. And so they're like getting discouraged, like, isn't there anything? And so what we're gonna start doing here soon is after I think around 5 or 6 weeks is to remove that. And we're asking you to let us know or let Kelly know, like about 5 weeks, 6 weeks into your study, what's coming so that we can have fresh dates on the website when people are looking for a group. So,
Yeah,
So
my
that,
group,
I thought that was probably automatic. Once a group starts, that it'll, I mean, I know people could still join and come in a little bit late, but there should be like after 3 weeks, it's probably too late to
well,
invite.
and I think part of that is there's always room for one more that they wanted to do. So like if you wanted to start in week 6, you could, but I'm not so sure
Yeah, I
how
don't,
many leaders have gone for that.
I
I
have
wouldn't.
never seen anybody, but yeah, I think that would be very difficult to jump into the Bible study 6 weeks in.
Especially brand new person,
yeah.
you know. I did have somebody in my last session had been away from first place for so long and was missing it, and we were on like week 4 or something. And I had her come in, but she knew the food plan, she knew everything about it, so that was okay. So anyway, so if we can get the information, we'll be putting this out, so people will know that. But if you're in week 5 or 6, do you girls pick the next study or do you talk to your group about it?
We talked to our group and we decided that this time, because we've been only doing 9-week sessions. And so we actually chose, I brought up the I'd be free part, and Kelly is in my group. And so she has done it before. And she said, oh, it's a really good study. And then we've got talking. And so we as a group decided we would do the 12-week be free. And then we are decided that we are going to just continue with Beyond Free. And then there was a third one I
That's good.
have that we were going to do Train for Success. They're all
Okay.
12 weeks, and we're going to just kind of, we
We'll
all
finish what you're
decided that having breaks in between sessions wasn't always a good thing.
Mhm.
So because Donna and I are team co-leading, then because she's having family issues right now, I've been able to pick up the pace. And then if
Right.
I've had to be away, she can do it so we can continue the
Right.
class versus not. But yeah, we as a group, I went through and kind of found a few that I liked and said, go and look. And then they came up, we made a decision about which ones we were going to do.
Okay, that's great. So if you can pick, well, tell Kelly and she can get those on that website.
Um, we have just been, for the most part, doing the next study that came out. But as the summer session comes, then like for the summer and the winter, we have generally discussed, and at this point, we've done everything. So what I've talked to my group about, and I think they're on board, we're going to use this book for the summer session.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
$5 clearance on the website, simple ideas for healthy living. And this is where I am going for my wellness topics right now. But along with it, though, because this is it does have spiritual well-being in here as well, but there's no specific Bible study. So my plan is to do something like we've done before, like in between sessions. We will choose a book of the Bible and we will
Oh, that's
study
good.
it. So we did Psalm 119 in between two sessions, and we've talked about possibly doing maybe Philippians or Colossians or something like that. So we're actually doing study, but we're using the SOAP method or
Yeah.
one of the other Bible study methods, and then still being able to discuss it so that because to me the Bible study is the most important part.
It
I can
is.
get wellness somewhere else.
Mhm.
And so that's my goal for the summer. And I was hoping that that would be okay to do something like that. Um, it would be probably a 9-week study, and we would.
The only thing is that you wouldn't be able to put it out on the website for registration if it wasn't a first place study, I think.
Well, if they were buying this,
Yeah.
although some of them have this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, because I don't want to not have first place get money if we're doing a 9-week session.
Right. So
Uh,
you're saying you're still going to order that book. You're just adding study of a particular book of the Bible along with it.
right, because
Okay.
there's no Bible study for a summer session that
Okay.
we haven't already done.
Right.
And so this would just be a means of us working through some of these topics and having that. I mean, and I don't know how you could do it, because couldn't you just sign up for the session? Because you sign up for the session and you buy your book separately.
Well, right. As long I kind of missed that you were still going to be using that book
Yeah,
along
we
with
would
it.
use this
Oh,
book,
so you're fine. You're fine.
but even though some people already have this book, I mean, so they wouldn't necessarily be buying it, but it's always two separate purchases anyhow,
Right.
the session
That's true.
and the book.
Yes, that's what you want. For sure. One summer, we just did the Bible study, and we just decided everybody was on a time crunch. People were vacationing, kids were coming visiting, all that. And we just let the whole wellness topic go for a summer. And we did the Bible study, like you said, that's the most important part.
Right. You know,
And we
and
talked
these are
wellness, of
pretty
course,
basic. Yeah.
but we didn't like to have a designated wellness topic.
Excuse me, ladies. I'm gonna have to get going there. About to
Okay,
be
enjoy those
we're up.
grandchildren.
It's good to be
Bye,
with you.
Sean.
Bye.
Bye.
So I also wanted to fill you in that Summit is going to be no longer called Summit. It is now called Momentum, and it's going to be July 24th and 5th in Houston. But the night before, on the 23rd, is a special dinner and time with leaders. So should you come, you may want to come early enough to participate in that. And they're doing a 45th anniversary special event on Friday night after the day of, well, Momentum Summit.
So what days are those? Do you know?
Days of the week.
Yes.
Yeah. So the leaders event would be on a Thursday night, and then Friday and Saturday are the event.
Okay.
Yeah, it's July 23rd is a Thursday.
Yep.
24th is a Friday, 25th is a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 26th is Sunday. That's the one weekend I possibly would have been able to come. My sister lives in Houston,
Oh,
but we are having a big 70s party for all of the family members that are turning 70
oh
or
wow.
have turned 70. And it is that weekend, so she's coming to Calgary.
Yeah. So I was just going to share this, and we're doing it right now. We've done it over the summer, and our group just loves it. Each week, one person will give a challenge out to the rest of the group. And, we're kind of always anxious to hear what it is. And it's not necessarily about health. For instance, the first one that came to us this session was one of the gals said, okay, this is your challenge, and you have all session to do it, but this is your challenge. Finish something you started and put off. She had a quilt that she started for her grandson when he was 5, and he's now 28. And she says, I'm going to get this done this summer. But it's just been fun. People have to think of something, and I don't know. It's just something, sometimes it's fun to change it up a little bit and do something a little different and come back the next week and just report, for a couple of minutes how it went. And our challenge this week is to think of somebody that we would like to strengthen our relationship with, and that we think of often, but we haven't seen in a while, and to reach out to them this week with a phone call.
Good.
But I'll tell you, the one when she goes, let's finish a project, that one, everybody groaned. No. Go ahead, Colleen.
Sorry for interrupting. I was going to say in the Bible study we're doing right now, or somewhere where I saw it, or you mentioned it in the last meeting where you said have fun awards for your next, like for your group. So one of them that came up in one of the book was have a blessed big loser. So who lost the most weight? We did that. We had someone had donated some stuff, so that person shipped it off to whoever was the biggest loser. Who's going the extra mile? So kind of an award for who's got the extra mile. So who's been exercising, working, doing all those kind of things. Outstanding support. Who's been supporting everybody the best? And
Yeah,
thank
that's good.
thankful tracker, outstanding attendance, magnificent memorizer.
Good.
Those I just thought were cute.
Mhm.
Um, so I just thought of something else on the leaders resources that you're getting. There's a place in there to where your group could do some, as a group, a service project?
There is a section in there. We have found it hard because we are all over the place because it's virtual.
Right,
We've
okay.
come
I've
up with a few
not seen
things.
that.
Well, that's true. You wouldn't know that because, or you wouldn't do that because it's virtual, and Nancy doesn't use those, so, okay,
But we do a service project.
oh, that's right, you were telling me about, tell us what you did.
We fill, it's called Bags of Love for our local pregnancy center. And the time the first woman goes to the pregnancy center, she gets this bag and it's just all about her. Lotion, shower gel, I mean, like a Christmas stocking. And I just
Mhm.
always make the bags in the winter. We fill 6 bags for our whole group. A water bottle, washcloths, just
Nice.
kind of things like that. So we give those to them in November.
Okay,
So
that's great, great.
The
Well,
our group talked about Lasagna Love website where you could sign up to make lasagnas, and these
oh,
people would deliver them to the people where they needed them to be. And I said
excellent,
that was great. We shared it all out with everybody. That won't work for me because I don't live in the States. So,
right,
yeah.
right,
I just do my own thing here and at home, but they were talking about that. That's one of the things that they did.
right.
They could do.
Well, you're gonna be getting an email in the next day or two, and we are encouraging groups to make a little video maybe of just an interview of one of your group members. I know you're virtual, so it's kind of hard. But and you could also just verbally interview someone in your group um, about their success story or something like that. We want to get these kind of things in the newsletter, on the website, more personal um, victories. Um, and even if you could just write us, you three could even just write something about how you've been blessed by being a first place for health leader, and how that's helped you on your journey. So we need some things like that because we are trying to encourage to get new leaders.
Well,
Um,
I need to actually submit my testimony that I did write how many months ago. And that has been rewritten on my goal list for the past 3 months, I think, to actually get that submitted. So maybe I'll at least do
yeah,
that.
you can just email it to me if you want to. I can take it from there and we'll,
Okay,
yeah,
I may do that then.
yep. And as always, encourage all of your group members to be on the newsletter email list so that they know what is happening.
Now, does not everyone automatically get the newsletter?
They have to sign up for it.
Okay, I assume that anybody who
They have to
was
put their email address in, um,
okay.
and then it'll come up. It usually goes out about right around the 1st of the month.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would encourage you, if you don't already do it, try to tap into the people that are in your groups and put them in leadership positions, whether they are leading a wellness topic or leading a couple days of the Bible study. Give them that opportunity to do that. So
Yes.
it is huge. And we're leaders, but we also want to create more leaders. And we don't want to lose our people, but encourage them to pray about, would God ever want them to lead a first place group? whether it was virtual or in person or, especially if you're virtual, most of your people, I think we talked about this before, are probably going to a church that maybe would be interested in having a first place for help group at their church. And we want to seize all those opportunities that we can get. I mean, we lost so many groups with COVID. I mean, it was terrible. The virtual groups picked up, of course, but we're just now seeing some people starting back on the in-person groups in churches. And that's huge.
Well, if you guys wouldn't have done it virtual, I would not have known about this. Because it's not, I would not have known about First Place for Health. Other than through Grace Frocks. I did a Bible study with her.
Okay. Yep. She's a good person to know. We like
Yeah,
Grace.
she is.
We love Grace. So the other thing I just want to announce or remind you of is Restore that's coming up in May. Shelley, have you ever gone to Restore?
No, I have not.
Okay. So it's a program that the Sandy Cove Ministries in Maryland asks First Place to put on. And it's a 2-day event. It's very powerful. It's really good. So I think actually something was put on Facebook about that. All right, I have a question. Is there a Facebook group that's just for people that are in first place that isn't leaders or inner circle or for the race?
I think so.
Is there?
I don't know because I'm an inner circle person, so I got into that. So I don't.
Okay. Because I just don't remember seeing it. I was thinking about that this afternoon. I wonder if there's just one for just people that are in first place.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Okay. I'll have to spend some time searching that out.
I've got First Place for virtual group and First Place for inner circle. Nothing came up as First Place anything else.
Okay. Okay. Well, anybody have any questions? We were going to be talking about leadership, and I think we touched on that, to tap into the people that are in your groups, and we will help them. If anybody wants to start a group, we'll walk with them every step of the way and get them going. And any one of you have been leading for a long time, you could help someone too. So, all right, I'm glad to hear you using the leader resources. And I wrote this down again, Shelley, about Debbie's videos. Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks.
I don't understand. But I don't know what's happening. So the next leader meeting is May 14th, and it is during the day. Yes, May 14th, during the day. And we'll be announcing that in the newsletter and all that kind of stuff. So,
Sherry, you mentioned something about prayer partners.
oh yeah. So what I do is, because right now I have a group of 14, but I like them to not repeat being a prayer partner with the same person in the same session. Because all of my group, they always contact each other by phone during the week, and they have these long conversations. So that's how they establish their friendships and relationships. Because it's not like they're seeing each other in person. So what I did was, well, if you ever used Chat GPT? Okay, so what I did, I went in to Chat GPT and I said, I need these names. So I wrote all the names in there, set up in pairs for 12 weeks with no repeating names. Boom, it was right there. All done for me.
Oh, cool.
It was fabulous. The way I did it before was I went into a golf league setup and I said, I need, pairs of golfers for so many weeks. And
Yeah, my husband put me on to a round robin,
Yeah, something like that.
up all play all. And actually, I don't think anybody really repeated other than if I could get 9 weeks without repeating. But I did end up repeating some at the end
Oh yeah,
because,
then you start going to back to 1, 2, 3. Right.
right.
But it's
So I'll try ChatGPT
yeah,
because, yeah, that's the biggest part of my planning of this when I start out.
right. So that worked out really well. And I just keep it, except what's hard is when someone says, oh, I'm not coming back. Or someone says, I'm not coming back. So you got it all set up. And then 2 days before they go, I guess I will. It's like,
Or you do it and you get it all set up, and the next day you get another person added to your group. And then you do it all again, and then you get another person added.
I cross my name out and put the new person in on my name instead of going through all that. It's just,
Yeah. Well, I would just do because this now program my husband put me on to worked pretty good. So I was pretty happy about it. But then, yeah, if we were in person, they could just draw names.
right.
But um, I go through and do this way. Even though, like, we do have a group text, we can text each other.
Now I was going to ask you girls, that was another question I had. Do you have a method of communication with just your group? Is it all by text?
Hmm.
We have a text, but I always send a follow-up email out midweek,
Mhm.
as well as the day before our class, I send out a meeting reminder with the link. So I send out the day before, I send it out with the meeting link, and then after I receive the recording, I send a follow-up email out with the recording link and what our homework was. So I communicate twice a week via email, but we also have a group text.
Okay. Now I do the
Our group,
email, but I always put the link right at the bottom of my email. Here's the link is because I know it's easy to not remember where that is, but if they always know it's coming in that email, like what you're doing, at least they can look.
Right, right.
So
mine,
our group uses
are,
it's called Group Me. It's an app and it's similar to texting, but when somebody responds, you're not getting all the responses like that. It's just in a conversation in line and you just open up that app and it's right there. So it's been very convenient because it's not, when you send something out or someone sends out such and such happened and all these people respond to it, it can
I
get,
just have it muted.
yeah.
Then you just
Oh,
look at it eventually.
yeah. And then it's like, my kids got to try to get a hold of me and it was muted. But you can remove just that text. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because GroupMe, it's great. It's just a steady conversation. And if somebody maybe comes across maybe a 2-minute video that they think is helpful, you can put that on there and it's people can just watch it as at their leisure. So I just thought that was we've used that for probably 6 or 7 years now. It's been really helpful, so. Anybody have anything else you want to talk about, ask, say? Believe it or not, there was like maybe 10 or 12 people that registered for the meeting tonight. And people forget or
I put it in my calendar so it gets
right,
reminded me.
or something comes up and part of it is they know it's recorded. So,
Well, that's what I was going to say. My group opted not to record.
oh, your
They,
meeting? That's
yeah,
fine.
because they felt that they could share and we feel comfortable enough to share, but they didn't want it recorded because then they wouldn't necessarily share quite as in depth, so we don't record.
And you are the only one that gets that recording. Nobody
We
else
told
sees
them
it.
that.
Yeah,
We told them that, but they just
but
decided they didn't want it.
it's
And
just
we
an
said, fair
option.
enough. That's
Yep.
your choice.
We don't record my place for discovery, nor do we record prayer requests, but
Okay.
just the Bible study discussion and the wellness topic.
Okay. Hmm. And so wait, so Shelley, do you send it out to everybody when you get it or just the people that weren't there?
I send it to everyone in case anyone wants to listen again.
Okay, that's
It's
good.
part of my follow-up email.
Sure, that's good. All right, well, ladies, I'm just going to close this out with prayer and we can go on our merry way. So,
Hey, take care.
Lord, I just thank you for these ladies that showed up and their heart for your people and their heart for helping your people become healthy and closer to you, Lord, so that you can use them how you want to. That, we just pray that, Lord, we are your tools and we want to shine for you. And I pray that the groups become strong, and that we just don't miss anything in our meetings that needs to be said, and that everybody can speak and hear and learn. We need these meetings just to get us through to the next meeting, Lord. We thank you for First Place for Health and the founders and the people that are just keeping it going. We would be lost without this ministry, Lord, and we thank you for that so much. And again, I just thank you for these wonderful leaders. And I just lift all this up to your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for doing this.
Sure.
And nice meeting you guys.
And you as well, Colleen. Take care.
We had a thunderstorm yesterday. It's raining now and it's supposed to snow tonight.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So there you
I
go.
believe that. I believe that.
Right.
Good night.
Take care.